Hey guys, welcome back. Today I'm gonna be making some pork adobo. What you're gonna need is some sort of pork. I have here pork bone-in shoulder blade. You could use pork belly, any kind of pork. Me personally, I like the one that has some marbling of the fat. Tastes a lot better. So I have here, I believe it's a pound, but you use the amount of pork that you need for your family. I only cook for 2 people. So we're gonna need the pork. We're gonna need some bay leaves. We're gonna need garlic. We're gonna need peppercorn. And I went out of my way to make sure I had Filipino vinegar and Filipino soy sauce. But I guess if you don't have Filipino vinegar and soy sauce and you can't afford it or whatever, you can just use vinegar and soy sauce. So I'm gonna open the pork, cut it up into little squares, put it in my bowl, and we'll be right back. Okay, so I cut up my pork. It was actually 2 pounds of pork. The only reason mine had a bone, which is this bone right here, I couldn't find one without a bone, so I couldn't get this piece of meat with nice fat on it off the bone, so I'm gonna throw in the bone and cook with it. So to this, what we're gonna add is maybe 5 or 6 cloves of garlic. If you like more garlic, you can. Mine's are like half peeled, but it's just to marinate it. So I'm just gonna throw as much garlic as I want. But like to 2 pounds, about 5 or 6 cloves of garlic. You're gonna put 5 bay leaves in there. Oops. Yeah, 5 bay leaves. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There we go. You're gonna put, okay, let me open these two. Let me just grab my tablespoon. You're gonna add to 2 pounds of pork 5 tablespoons of vinegar. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There we go. 5 tablespoons of the soy sauce. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And you're gonna add 1 tablespoon of peppercorn. Let me see if I can, I'm not sure if I can open this. I might not be able to open this. I think you can't open it. You would add 1 tablespoon of peppercorns to marinate. This is a grinder, and I prefer to grind mine because I really don't like heat, and I wouldn't want to bite into a peppercorn. And oh yeah, so I'm just gonna grind as much as I think it might be. 1 tablespoonful, but if you have just peppercorns, just put 1 tablespoonful to 2 pounds of pork. Okay, I mean, I'm gonna leave it like that. Yeah, so you're gonna marinate this anywhere from 15 minutes to 2 hours. If you're in a hurry, 15 minutes. If you could put it in the, cover it up, put it in the refrigerator for 2 hours, you will do that. We'll be right back. I forgot, 1 cup of water you add to the marinade. Now you just mix it around and you put it to marinate for, like I said, between 15 and 2 hours, whatever time you have. We'll be right back. Okay guys, well, I've been marinating my pork for a little more than 2 hours. So now we're just gonna put it in the pot. Okay, that we're gonna cook it in. I'm gonna put the pork first because I left my garlic whole and I want to cut it up. So just gonna take all the pork, including my piece of bone that I left with the meat on it. Okay, so yeah, pretty much put everything in, including all the bay leaves, garlic, peppercorn, everything inside the pot. And you're going to put all the liquid and also in there. But I just, like I said, I want to cut up my garlic a little. I personally don't mind garlic. I love garlic, but yeah, to bite into a whole clove of garlic is like a little bit, you know, difficult. So, okay. So let me get rid of some of the liquid in here. Now I can see my garlic better. Okay, so. Oops. Okay. There. Now let me just cut up my garlic and put it in there. But what I'm gonna do to this is I'm gonna add 1 more cup of water to see if it covers the meat all the way. Okay. So, 1 cup of water. Here we go. Okay, so I'm going to turn it on. Oops, sorry about that. My stove. Let me shut off my sink. Okay. So we're going to put this. My stove didn't turn on. Sorry. My stove has a mind of its own, so anyway, what we're gonna do is we're gonna let this come to a boil. Once it comes to a boil, you're gonna add 1 tablespoon of sugar so it could balance out the flavor of the soy sauce and the vinegar. And once you put the 1 tablespoon of sugar, you move it around a little bit, and then you're gonna let this cook for about 45 minutes. If at any time you see that your water is evaporating too fast, you can add extra water, because after the 45 minutes are up, we're going to taste it. If we need to add anything, any vinegar, any soy sauce, we're going to do that. And we're going to test the meat for tenderness. So, yes, when it comes to a boil, you're going to add 1 tablespoon of sugar, move it around a little, and then cook it for about 45 minutes. So I'm going to cut up my garlic and throw it in here. So I'll see you when 45 minutes is up. Okay, guys, well, I actually cooked it for 45 minutes. By the way, in case I didn't mention it, at medium-low heat for 45 minutes. After it boiled, then you put the sugar, put it at medium-low heat, cook it for 45 minutes, and you come and you test it to see if it's tender. You know, see if your pork pulls apart that easily. I did that. It still needed another 15 minutes. By the way, that's the bone. See how nice and clean? The meat came right off of it. So I could discard that. And you will discard all the bay leaves out of this, of course. So, yeah, I came back after 45 minutes, tested the meat, thought it needed like another 15 minutes, tasted it. I like the flavor. Like I said, if you think it needs a little bit more sugar, a little bit more soy sauce, a little bit more vinegar, it's up to you. And watch it in between, make sure it doesn't evaporate too much. But this is pretty much it. I have my plate of white rice here. I think I'll remove this bone off of here for a minute and just place it here. Yeah, so pretty much, oops, I will serve this over rice or on the side of rice. And like I said, remove the bay leaves from it. I don't want to burn myself, but yeah, the bay leaves, not edible. And put some of the sauce over your rice. Like that. And this is pretty much it. That's your pork adobo. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. And remember, no matter what ingredients you have, or what equipment you're using, or what's your situation, you can always make a great meal. Thanks for watching.